Uh-huh. This makes sense. It's also just kind of funny because this is like their opportunity to be going fucking crazy. I take it that this is the assassination attempt slash brain scrambling from the perspective of somebody whose perspective in the world has been scrambled by the device. So this is their abstract representation of a case. It's funny because it's also just like a fitting, insane thing to do with the game, is like, the more the art gets completely out of, like, with the art style we have already, like, it leans really easily into these like crazy abstractions. Okay, so this is the device scrambling that person's brain, so that over there must be Meredith. Someone's transmitting information, which is going to Meredith from a battleship, apparently. That's like the intel she's receiving, which we're stopping her from saying by cutting her head off with the weapon. These are obviously the audience, eyes and ears. These are her guards. Her sound system. The ends of the tubes have been cut. Yes, go, deflate her, ruin her, poison her, deflate her. No, I will not be silenced. For I am a fool, I heed no hero. Uh-huh. He looked at my wondrous scroll. Why does it make him worry? He is crazed. He looked at my wondrous scroll. Why does it make him worry? He is crazed. What? Jesus Christ. Is that all the things? So there's 41 spots, but I guess this is gonna be like a gauntlet of screens you solve one by one or something? Oh. Here I am, but then I go. The work bell rings and the kings arrive. The good twin must be let in. His departure creates a void. A hero is here, but is rebuffed. The void is filled by the evil twin. He hides his nature and unpicks his brother's work. The eyes and ears gather. Help. Any more question marks on the screen? I don't think so. They're small and hard to spot in the chaos compared, like, there was often a more subdued palette that would make these kind of icons stand out more, but now the screen's so chaotic and bright and busy that it's actually a little hard to tell. A pair of robots told the snake to deflate, ruin, poison, attack, I guess. The snake, right? The crossbow wielder shot the snake to check the scroll. This is a robot's crossbow, scroll, balloon, snake, cyclops, ear, ocean, heroic, tragedy, scrambled memory, sad day. A hero is here but is rebuffed. Poison her, deflate her. Are those the tubes? I guess like these were her ability to speak, because they were also in the snake and they've been severed. It's like they weren't attached to each other, they were attached to her, the snake. Are these words, I guess? Like she got shot, it cut the head off the snake, now the snake's choking on the words? Oh boy. A pair of robots told the snake to attack the snake. Oh wait, I missed that. Attack the balloon? Oops. I missed that part of the grammar. Even down here I was like, oh weird, they're talking about the snake. That's weird. Attack the balloon? I was like, why would they name the snake when they made me name the snake myself up here? And the answer is they didn't. This question's about already says snake in the normal text, so you're not putting it in yourself. So they told the snake to attack. Yeah. I'm a fool, I heed no hero. So the person that has the memory destroying weapon. I don't know. I thought this was the memory destroying thing we've learned about. Could just be a gun. But it's probably the device that the chapter was setting up, and seemingly we were affected by it, the person who was using it. I wonder if we used it on who we meant to use it on? This is wild. The pair of robots, those are those two. The work bell rings and the kings arrive. The good twin must be let in. His departure creates a void. A hero is here but is rebuffed. The void is filled with the evil twin. He hides his nature and unpicks his brother's works. Is it a good day, a tragic day, a heroic day? Oh, scrambled memory. Well, yes, it's a scrambled memory. I did not see that phrase in there. It's obviously a scrambled memory. I thought I was supposed to make a judgment about how things turned out. Okay. Yeah, a pair of robots told the snake to attack the balloon. Crossbow wielder shot the snake to protect the balloon. So this should be the politician, I believe. They were ultimately saved because the crossbow user attacked the snake. Because they're saying, get her, destroy her. So I assume that this is the leader of the Bauer family calling for them to take her out, but then that's not what happened. I don't know how this other person got the weapon or what. Are these the same time, but is this gonna be the same time of day but unscrambled? Goodness, okay. So we do get to see the actual scene. Danger, renovation in process, keep out. Bow restoration works under construction. Here's all the people we expect to see. Idiot, senseless killings get you caught. This way we go unnoticed, and no one can trust her information ever again, provided this works as well as did in testing. I suppose I should get moving as well. Secunda should know all the necessary details, Miss Bauer. A folded set of overalls. Radio signaling receiver. I still think this we just kill her. No one can besmirch the name of Hildegard Bauer. They have earbuds, or they're wearing their headphones to noise cancel the danger. Arbash, I go. Ket Samal. Trust in Echo Secunda. Portable microphone, radio transmitter. The device, so there's the crossbow. Did Echo Secunda go for the attack but not protect himself correctly from the sound? And get scrambled? Somebody's been scrambled. Here's the investigator. I saw your setup as I left. The microphone is hardwired to the speakers, and they're facing away from the mayor. That's right, Mr. Samson. Good. I'm not too worried about the speakers. They only want to hit her, not a whole crowd. They need something close to her face. They don't have that. Something wrong? Let me show you something, detective. So they were worried about the sound system going after them, and that would just scramble the entire audience. Which might successfully cover the press coverage, but then she would just say it again. Especially with the additional coverage of how bad things went. A speaker and a microphone contain the same basic internal components. Electrical signals, sound, electromagnetic coil, diaphragm, electric signals, sound. When wired as a speaker, electronic signals are converted into sound. When wired as a microphone, sound is converted into electrical signals. I think this is true, yeah. On some level, microphones and speakers are kind of the same technology reversed. So talking about reversing... Are they talking about using the microphone as a speaker to surprise her that way? If you see this note, did I leave my uniform in your locker by accident? I don't have a spare and my mind's been gone since it went out to the cleaners yesterday. Thanks, Paul. Oh, one of their uniforms is missing. Did they have it? There it is, the overalls. So they have the uniform stolen from that place, and then here they have a microphone. They can use the microphone as a speaker to trick her. I'm not sure what Roy's looking for, but I suppose it's not my concern. Just gotta grab some backup. That's Miss Meredith to you. And it's not just the phone. Walkie-talkies, hardwiring the speakers. I'm not sure if I believe sound can be that dangerous. Class 3 labs. After cleaning of illicit materials, see drug schedule P317, page 317. Building may return to regular use. Class 4 labs. For public safety, buildings harboring Class 4 labs must be destroyed. A phone and 3 walkie-talkies. So they're like locking up all the things that might be usable to hurt her. I wish you hadn't turned him away, Moira. Roy's a trustworthy man. If he says the phone is a risk, I'd rather be safe than sorry. This person listened to Roy when other people aren't. So Roy didn't necessarily receive the evidence, but he did figure out how the weapon works because of the raid and informed them of that. And at least someone near her is listening to him. People of New Wells have to take responsibility here. It's my resignation. By trusting the wrong people, I have failed you. And they crossed that part out. That's the take responsibility part. The Heritage Project was meant to keep the buildings of our community safe and build them back up to their former glory. Move to after the identity revealed. Now, though, I am becoming an unwitting agent in their destruction. But I am not alone in this. The Heritage Project was supposed to keep our cities safe. And things are coming apart, so she's gonna out them. That's why it says delay until the identity part. Okay, reporters should be here in about an hour. I suppose I'll have to wait until after the conference to get a coffee. Roster arrivals and departures. 8 a.m. Moira and Security arrive. 8:30 a.m. Greg and Sonic Solutions arrive. 9:10 a.m. Greg and Sonic Solutions left. 9:45 Roy Samson arrived. Left. The speakers are hardwired to the podium. Huh. So the goal was to have her speak through these speakers that are hardwired and direct so they can't be tampered with. But then the microphone was replaced with a tampered microphone, and so it did the broadcast into her and scrambled her, and that's why the other diagram shows these microphones cut, these wires cut, Because this other one that's getting the outside transmission is actually getting her. So I'm guessing this is her as a balloon, her thoughts separated from her snake body. I thought maybe that the leader of that this might have been Bauer or somebody else was getting, like, I thought that the assassination, or, you know, it's not an assassination, but it's like one. I thought it went wrong, but maybe it went successfully, and this is her being separated. Although, is this the actual what happened, or is it a plan? It does look like the hour hand's pointing at the 11 instead of the 10 in this warped clock, so this must be later. So it must have. So I guess I think it succeeded, but also the person doing the plan also suffered the consequences. What have I not cleared out yet? There's still more spots to get. I don't see anything. Any question marks? Alright, memory match. That's Moira. That's Hildegard. The lips are speakers. Security are the red guys. The thing receiving it is the microphone. The words. Speaker, microphone, receiver, emitter. Security, gun, phone, knife, car. Hideout, reporter's roster office. Translator. I don't think there was a translator. Is it called a translator? Is that what we're calling the weapon? No, it's either color. So the... Does he actually shoot her with a gun or just with the crazy device? I will say why is this being transmitted to that and not here? Like, what is the crossbow? Is it just a gun? Because, yeah, this is them transmitting to... So maybe this is the Andiers gang. I think this might be the Andiers giving her evidence with the hopes of destroying Bauer. And this is the actual brain scrambler device, which is what I first thought too, but then eventually it was like, oh yeah, the microphone's doing it, or so I thought this was happening with this thing. But I guess not. It's not Hildegard. So the microphone's being used by Seconda, right? And this would have to be the receiver and the transmitter, I guess. Emitter. Reporters, yep. What do we call her words? She's like deep-throating her words. What do we call that? Phone. Is that she's eating the microphone? That's kind of silly. I don't know if that's what I should be going for. He looked at my wondrous scroll. Why does it make him worry? He is crazed. What do I even think of that? Here I am, but then I go. The work bell rings, the king's arrived, the good twin must be let in. The hero is here, but is... Okay, so this is the schedule. This is security. This is... Well, he's not security. Or the scroll isn't security. It's... schedule? Roster. Okay, there we go. Huh. Okay. That makes more sense. Yeah, this is a copy of the list from earlier. This much was here last time, and these ones are new. Work bell rings, the king's arrived. That's when the mayor arrived. Then the sound people came in and then left. Good twin must be let in. His departure creates a void. The void is filled with the evil twin. He hides his nature and unpicks his brother's work. So they sabotaged the wiring of the speakers. The eyes and ears gather. I don't know why he'd have this written down though. Like, did he know, or was he in on it? But yeah, they undid the good version of the sound stuff, and then yeah, the reporters arrive. What do I call the words? Shouldn't be phone. It might just be microphone, and this might be idle. No. Well, it might be. Okay, so currently, two things are wrong. So I'm right about this being microphone. So right now, two things are wrong, right? Do I actually know if it's Secunda or not? I mean, it feels right because... What does the snake represent? Yeah, the snake's supposed to attack the balloon. I keep losing track of the imagery here because it's so fucking weird. So like, oh, this is them poisoning them, and they see her as a snake. So a balloon is a big... It's full of hot air like a politician, that makes sense. And then it's like, oh, it's vulnerable. It's what needs to be protected. We verified that the snake was ordered to attack the balloon. So that must mean that the balloon must... This must not be... the, politician, then. Okay, so maybe this... Yeah, because they want to transmit something. They redid the wiring. I think I'm back on the idea that this is the wiring. This is them transmitting something through the microphone in order to do harm. So then I think it's... This must be a gun, then. Like, this is a gun being used by Roy. Oh, there we go. Everything else was right. Yes, okay. So I think that the snake is the microphone. The snake represents the microphone. They're trying to transmit things to the microphone to hurt the balloon, which is the politician. And Roy shot the microphone, I guess, to disable it. He saw what was going wrong, and he disabled the microphone to stop this from happening. The issue being that Roy might now have permanent brain damage, because they probably used the permanent version of these settings in order to go after her. And that's upsetting. Because he has a completely fanciful representation of what's happening at this point. That didn't unlock a new page? Am I gonna unlock more after I finish the current thing? I don't see any more question marks to click on. I feel like a crazy person right now. Okay, blah blah planned to blah her. Oh my god. Let's see, Moira Meredith planned to quit her job, I think. She's gonna retire. Blah blah planned to blah her blah, and that blah blah had been using the blah blah as a blah to blah blah. Announce her retirement, I think. Resignation, there we go. And that Hildegard Bauer had been using the Heritage Project as a cover to sell Dust Steel. This is what the press conference was about. Drugs. Manufacture drugs, I guess? So I don't see sell. I don't think they were stealing it. Blah blah plan to blah 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 by blah her blah. So Hildegard Bauer planned to assassinate-ish something Moira Meredith. Let's see. Not kill. Stop Moira Meredith by scrambling her memory. Roy Samson warned Moira Meredith and her security that phone could be dangerous. Dangerous. Sound could be dangerous. After talking to blah from blah blah, blah blah worried that blah could become a blah. Oh. That the speaker could become a weapon? The microphone could become a speaker. So, after talking to blah blah from blah blah, Roy Samson, that's the meeting he had with the other guy from Sonic Solutions. Roy Samson, Hildegard. The only name left is Greg Paul. Greg from Sonic Solutions. Okay. After returning to the conference and blah at the blah realized that blah had blah and had blah blah himself as a blah blah and fucking kill me. Disguised himself? Somebody disguised himself as a not Sonic Solutions. Security man? Technician? Sound technician. They pretended to be a member of Sonic Solutions. A Bower? A Bower person? Gangster. Roy Samson realized that a Bower gangster disguised himself as a sound technician and attached a emitter to the microphone. So blah 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 the blah. So Roy Samson shot the microphone. During the conference, blah and blah at the blah and blah at the blah. What did Roy Samson do first? Looking at the microphone? Close. At least some of this is about making some kind of sense. Let's see. So I'm just like barely off somewhere. Moira Meredith planned to announce her resignation and that Hildegard Bauer had been using the Heritage Foundation as a cover to manufacture drugs. Don't know about that part, that blue word exactly. Hildegard Bauer planned to stop Moira Meredith by scrambling her memory. That should be right. Roy Samson warned Moira Meredith and her security that sound could be dangerous. After talking to Greg from Sonic Solutions, Roy Samson worried that the microphone could be a speaker. After returning to the conference and looking at the microphone, Roy Samson realized that a Bauer gangster had disguised himself as a sound technician and attached an emitter to the microphone. Roy Samson shot the microphone. So, could become a speaker, might be wrong. Attached an emitter could be wrong. That could be a different word for the general gist of things. I might be using the wrong terms. Let's also make sure that guy's name is his name. Paul is the person who lost it. Mr. Samson. What is your name? I was talking to blah. It has to be red. Okay, yeah. So if I switch to paw, yeah, it gets worse. That makes sense. Because we know Paul is the other person. So yeah, Greg just has to be leftover name regardless of whether or not I even am sure, for 100% sure. I think it might be listed here though, on this Greg from Sonic Solutions. Okay. What am I working on here? Announce the resignation. Heritage Foundation, blah blah blah. Attached a receiver to the microphone makes more sense. Looking at the microphone. Oh. He looked at my wondrous scroll. Why does it make him worry he is crazed? He looked at the roster. Oh goodness, there's more. 15 minutes later. Where did Roy end up? He was guarding the side street. Unhand me. I don't know what that woman told you, but I run a legitimate business and you have brutalized my employees. Someone got shot here. Is that the... I think that's her guard. And that's her other lackey, the blonde one. It looks like the bodyguard died. He was holding a gun. Somebody went through a wall, and it looks like it has the weird tendrils that the scrambler does to physical matter. Yep, there he is with the jacket from the title screen. That looks like a dick. You can't trick me. Oh, the device has been smashed once again. Against all odds we rise, not as conquerors, but as protectors of a galaxy that will remember this day forever. Ah, poor Roy. He did a great job, and now he's eternally punished by probably a injury he'll never recover from. And my historian, or history, our escape, his weapon, our hunger, my service. He might have been scrambled too? Am I historian or history? Well, you're writing history, kind of. Nope. Oh, that's what he saw. And it's playing out of order. It's both scrambled and out of order. So he fought this guy. And what amusingly looks like a fake... It looks like a fake alien thing. It looks like the alien stuff from the movies we saw. But like, it looks like it's a dumb movie prop in his own brain, which is funny. So that's his real gun, and that's them scrambling the device. He's seeing it as a goofy RPG thing. God. Oh my goodness. There's the lion tiger men. We have furries. We have bar of furries in this game, finally. I wish they would slow down. These hurt to look at some point. It just goes so quickly. Can you calm down? Okay, well, I guess we get to see them in order. Hungry. I fill them in the correct order, right? Is this his entire story? So the Czars are here. Which we're calling the Bowers now, I guess. Oh my god, how far back we're going. That's the main game. That's the big goofy device they were using to make the broadcast. Yeah. He was there when they... Did he see the ending of the base game and then think, I'm gonna go get some chicken? And then he like stole chicken and got in trouble? But he was following them. I guess he stole the vehicle. He had to steal the bike in order to do that. He followed them to the news station, saw them carry it in. Oh yeah, he was on his bike. He stole from the chicken place, and then the tigers, the Czars, shot his horse, which was his scooter. That's them carrying it to the castle. We saw them carry it out of the news station, or out of their place to go to the castle. He followed them. So he killed this guy. Okay, that's the tutorial. The tutorial of the base game. He killed the guy in the asylum and he stole his scooter, and that was him in the title screen. And then we saw him in the street at the end of the other scenario. So this requires you to realize that he's the guy to have realized that that was even the previous mission. You'd be so confused at this point otherwise. Although you might be, although given the horse, you might be able to piece the sequence together still. So this is him stealing the chicken. Here you steal chicken. Okay. They threw it out the window. These are backwards because they have to attack first, then it gets thrown out. But we can send these all back one more. Because, yeah. Alright, so he kills the guy at the asylum, steals his scooter, watches these people, because they have the golden idol crystal. They go into, he follows them from where they took it to where they were taking it to. They go upstairs, but then they get attacked, and it gets thrown out the window. So he goes up to it and he loots the crystal out of it. Then he's like, I'm hungry. So he goes to the chicken place, and he steals some chicken. But then the tiger people get mad at him, the czars, and they they hunt him down. And they capture him and disarm him of his weapon. And then they're taken before their queen. And he demonstrates his power. And they're like, damn, kill this evil politician for us. Well, not evil, but, you know, for they hate her. Something's wrong. I assume I don't have to re-scramble the memories, because this is well beyond the 4-step rearrangement we saw before. Chicken. Shot my horse. Ah, that's the water tower. So that happens. That's the water tower that they shot over. Like, oh damn! In fact, I think it's about to land on that guy and kill him because one of them was dead or knocked out or something. And they're like, then they captured him, and they're like, and then they brought her. Yeah. So only one of them was wrong, but because of how it works, it said that a lot of them were wrong. But yeah, that's the water tower going down. He displayed his power before he was captured, and that's why they wanted to use it for use this. All right. I will get to you in a minute, Jesus. Or maybe I should get to you now. After Blah... The Blah... Blah followed the Blah... Okay, so yeah, after escaping the asylum, Secunda followed the idol to the TV station. He salvaged its last working parts to create the weapon, the disarranger. This idol has been through so much. The fact that it keeps technically have something left of it and it keeps being repurposed to another crazy thing. What a nightmare. When he was captured by the czars, we're calling them czars here, Secunda offered to help Hildegard by turning the czars into a more powerful No, this works. A more powerful weapon? So turning the idol into a more powerful weapon? No. We're almost there too. After escaping the asylum, Secunda followed the idol. Ornithopter disarrange. No, there's no ornithopters in the story, right? That's the weird helicopters with wings. Reporters, powerful weapon, knife, disarranger, czars, parts, broken idol. I think I was still calling it the idol. Secunda followed the idol to the TV station. He salvaged the last working parts to create the disarranger. Destroyed, escaping, captured. Yeah. When he was captured by the czars, Secunda offered to help Hildegard by turning the... Oh, he already created the disarranger at this point in the narrative, so the idol isn't a term anymore. Okay, that's what I was messing up. There it is, the disarranger, the idol. Yeah, he created the disarranger up here, which means by then the idol word isn't even part of the timeline anymore. It's called the disarranger at that point. That's not such a bad mistake. Alright, probably ends with the explosion. Scares him by pointing at it. Okay, so at first, yeah, at the beginning of the sequence, he has the gun. It's just these getting worse, yeah. So by the end, Secunda has the gun. But earlier on, he had the gun, obviously. This is the outlier the most, so it's probably the first one. Whereas these are him following him. This is him going through the passageway in the first place over here. He's wearing his visor still. Okay, so this is the first part of the fight because his visor gets knocked off in this punch. And also this guy has a hat, which gets knocked off here. What about these two, though? It's getting closer. So he's getting closer to the alien thing. Okay, there's a lot of really logical things making this all match together based on that stuff. Got it. That's him grabbing the gun, so that's what goes here. Okay. Chaos. The arrest of blah 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 blah. After the arrest of Hildegard Bauer, Roy Samson saw that Echo Secunda had escaped into an abandoned ship, I guess, is what he thinks happened. Is it a store? It might be a store. Wait, let me look at the background again. Okay, it's just a store. Let's go with that. I don't think we're doing the fantastical interpretation of what he sees. Roy Samson followed Echo Secunda, but was ambushed during the fight. Roy Samson and Echo, Secunda both lost their hat. Right? Their earmuffs. Their earmuffs makes more grammatical sense, and they both lost a thing off their head, so it's being shown as hat. Yeah, because they both knew about the sound threat, so they're both defending themselves from it. And it says took there, so it's supposed to be the gun. Echo Secunda took Roy Samson's gun and prepared to shoot. I like that they actually separated the blue ones by grammar. These are all past tense and these are all present tense, which would have been handy in a lot of other situations. Because you just cannot mix and match these based on how sentences work. Suddenly, something blah blah blah, which scrambled both of their memories. The disarranger. What did he do though? Oh, activated it, okay. Roy Samson activated the disarranger. How did he activate it, I wonder? Because he just like points his hand at it or something from a distance away, I think. It's by his foot, where he should be able to reach it. As his final act, Roy Samson took back his gun and he does get his gun at the end, and it is destroyed, so he shot it. He shot the disarranger. therefore removing it from our list of problems. Everything's correct. You solved the scenario. There it goes. So he shot the microphone, which means he might go into... Well, no. I thought he might end up in prison. But I think he shot it so far in advance that nobody thinks he was trying to shoot Hillary Clinton over here. So everyone's like, oh, he saved us. He's a genius. Because they went on to fight against the people that were going after her. And even gunned down the bodyguard. And then he has the agency to run around. And he even went off and chased after Echo Secunda, which means nobody was like, get that man, arrest him, or anything. Like he didn't really get stopped. So they must have trusted him once they saw what happened, instead of immediately arresting him for shooting near a politician at a place where politicians tend to get assassinated. After saving Mayor Meredith from having her memories disarranged by the Bowers, Roy chased down Secunda and the Disarranger. In order to take out both threats, Roy chose to sacrifice his own memories so that he could disarrange Secunda's. Then he took back his gun to destroy the Disarranger. It's her. So, what are you in for? I solved it. The rug Tom made a sauce out of his gum chewer. Out of this gum chewer. I can't believe we have to work with this guy. This poor man. He worked his ass off, he saved the day, and he's permanently scrambled. He seems to technically be functional in that it looks like he solved a different mystery here that isn't even, like, part of the story. It's a completely different mystery, so like he goes on to still keep working. But he says nonsense at people, and everyone has to just figure out what the fuck he means. Because he's an excellent detective, but now his ability to communicate with people is extremely gone. He's turned into a quirky television detective that... This might even be the explanation for most quirky television detectives. I can't believe we have to work with this guy. Hey, Roy Samson is still the finest detective we have. If he says he solved it, then he solved it. Here it is, Rug Tom. So the landlord did it. So that's nice. There's a fun little bit of accessibility here. Instead of having the ableism of him being removed from the force, he has a partner that trusts him. He's like, okay, I got a translator. I can figure this out. That's what he's saying, and then they can go from there. Like they know he's a genius. Then he'll figure it out. Just the poor guy just does not observe reality anymore, even though he's really good at observing reality. A little bit of odd taxi going on. There's a familiar face. Thank you for playing Sins of the Wells. Sins of the New Wells. Patient file OT 1438. Auriel Toussaint. Assigned psychiatrist Dr. Adam Fisher. I have been seeing the patient for a few months now, and his progress has been interesting. On certain days he retains his defiant attitude, while on others he is far more amiable. Regardless, he persists in his strange perceptions of the world. The defiant Auriel speaks in a form of Lemurian, although when I send transcripts to translators they tell me it makes no sense. This seems to match my experience with the amiable Auriel. He speaks Albionian, at least to some degree. When asked to recount our sessions, he understands the question but relays events consistently out of order, then uses strange terms. He refers to me as Snowman, perhaps due to my white coat. I have found recent success with Auriel by giving him access to a typewriter. He types out large passages in Albionian and Lemurian and is compiling them into a larger work. The amiable Auriel seems excited about what he's writing, describing it as wondrous crumbs from a devil. If it can help him find happiness moving forward, then I suppose I too will call it wondrous. What happened to Auriel? I thought didn't he overwrite himself with his own dad memories? But maybe he didn't replace himself, maybe they both exist in the same body, but that doesn't explain why he's suddenly writing in Lemurian. So I'm wrong about something there. The Pinnacle? No, not the Pinnacle. Final Clash. Oh. I'm thinking of this fucker. That guy. Ah, damn. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm wrong about something. And I don't know how to easily find what I'm wrong about. Where did we last see Oriel? Oriel Toussaint. Did he get scrambled in the story we saw? Yeah, at some point worked with this company. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to search the entire game to figure out what I'm missing either. It sounds like a pain. Yeah, because it was the other guy that was ultimately the bad guy. The one that had the big plan. Oh wait, isn't Oriel Secunda? Yeah, right? That's okay. That's I mixed it up with the guy that overwrote himself with his dad. So that guy and his dad must both coexist in his body right now, because Oriel became Secunda, right? But that means that sometimes he's Secunda and sometimes he's Oriel. Which takes us to the patient file because it's from when he was in the asylum, or maybe not when he was in the asylum. It might be new. It might be new after everything went wrong again because he's reporting stuff. Yeah, because this stuff. The aliens and things. So I assume that he's been, because of everything coming apart, he's been captured again, and he's now once again in the asylum. And now he has the symptoms of having this completely detached reality where he hallucinates stuff, which was not how it worked until this DLC. So I don't think that the prequel, I don't think this is a file from back before he escaped the asylum. It's whatever care he's in now, after he's been captured again. All right, I figured it out. It's the struggle of having DLCs as they come out after the game, so you're like, oh fuck, I didn't play the game an hour ago anymore, I played it weeks ago, so I'm already losing some of the faces a little bit. All right, so that's the first Rise of the Golden Idol DLC. I'll hopefully get around to all the other ones at some point as they come out here and there. Apparently they're planning on coming out pretty quickly. 4 DLCs this year, and they're not even quarterly. Like, this is going to be out, the last one's going to be out in quarter three. They're not going to be stretching it to quarter 4 or anything. So at some point, I'll either play them as they come out, or I'll like bundle them all up at once eventually. But at the moment, only one of them is out. So that's going to be where we leave the Rise of the Golden Idol once again for now. Thanks for watching like always, guys, and I'll see you next time. And you can always support the series on Patreon, which is how I make all of my money. That's just how I survive. YouTube does not really pay. That's... Yay! Roll credits, which are all my Patreon supporters who do this for me and make this possible. Bye.